Spoiler warning! This contains spoilers for the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, which ends with delivering the promise in the title. After a year since Matt Murdock donned his horned mask, Wilson Fisk aka Kingpin won the election for mayor in the ending of episode 1, and in the last scenes of episode 2, Matt severely injures 2 policemen who beat him up for protecting Nikki, the key witness to Hector Ayala's case. So while episode 1 serves as the transition between Netflix's Daredevil and Born Again, episode 2 all but confirms that the Daredevil will once again patrol the streets of New York City. That said, the last scenes of episode 2 also comes with a dire omen. Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, doesn't appear in episodes 1 and 2. However, one of the dirty cops who beat Matt notably sports a tattoo of the Punisher's symbol on his forearm, and this version of the Punisher's skull also has an American flag over its forehead. If this symbol looks familiar, that's because it's become a real-world emblem for the Blue Lives Matter group, a pro-law enforcement counter-movement that arose in the wake of Black Lives Matter and other similar civil rights groups. While cops claim to use the symbol due to the Punisher's sense of justice, critics have warned that this iconography supports the culture of police brutality in the US. Whether in the real world or in the MCU, cops identify with the Punisher, and it'll be interesting to see how Frank Castle himself reacts to this fact. In any case, Born Again isn't shying away from tackling this sensitive issue. Speaking of which, what about that last scene with Wilson Fisk and his wife Vanessa?
I usually like to start off with a couple of questions.
Not only have Wilson and Vanessa started couples therapy, their therapist is Matt's new love interest, Dr. Heather Glenn. Knowing Matt, this is bound to cause friction between him and Heather. Intent on exposing Wilson's true nature, Matt may just push too far when pressing Heather for information on her new clients. And while those clients are the mayor of New York and the de facto CEO of the city's largest criminal enterprise, it won't be easy for Matt to justify why he needs Heather to break doctor-patient confidentiality. Thankfully, when Matt finally puts on Daredevil's suit again, he's not gonna be alone. While Cherry is more than willing to aid Matt in his vigilante alter ego, the detective's incompetence forced Matt to employ violence just to find and protect their witness. And frankly, this may have been avoided if Karen was around. So the end of episode 2 could prompt Matt to convince Karen to work with him again, and in the place of the law firm of Nelson, Murdock, and Page, Born Again could flesh out the chemistry between Karen, Matt, Cherry, and Kirsten. So what are your thoughts on how the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again ended, and what do you think of Born Again's take on vigilantism, justice, and police brutality? Tell us your thoughts in the comments and keep watching Screen Rant.